This is Coogan Cassius for the Cassius and Helder Show, exclusively here on Box Nation. We're at the TKO gym here in Canning Town. With me, I've got renowned trainer, Jimmy Tibbs. How are you, Jimmy?
Lovely, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All good? Everything going well, Billy Joe?
Very well, yeah, very well, yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy, this is really, wanted to know, for people that don't know, your early days as a trainer, really. Obviously, we know about your fighting history, but that transition, did you always know you was going to get into this game that has made you what you are now?
No, I never ever thought in the early days that I'd ever be a trainer. When I was a fighter, I didn't expect to be a trainer. One day I was working, I had a scrapyard in Canning Town, and the Greater London Council put a road for it so they had pass out compensation, and I just had a little walk up the Royal Oak where Terry Lawless was training these fighters. He used to be my manager and trainer, Terry Lawless. Walked up there to see him, and he asked me if I would do him a favour, help out. I explained to him about the scrapyard going, and he asked me if I would help him out, because he was going to America for a couple of weeks, train the fighters, so help the trainer with Frank Black. So I said, yeah, it's okay, Frank's alright, and it worked out like that. Charlie Magbury, Mark Kaler, Pyatt and Chris Pyatt, Jimmy McDonald, different people like that were all there, and after I finished training, doing what I was doing for a couple of weeks, Charlie Magbury asked Terry Lawless if I could be their trainer. So we finished up working as a team, Terry Lawless, Frank Black and myself, and that's where I first started. That was 1981.
That's when I was born. That year I was born.
Make me feel old now.
Jim, look at the trainers within this country, and some tend to have massive stables of fighters, some tend to solely work with one person. What is that down to, Jim? Is it down to just a choice between the trainer and him wanting to devote all his time to one specific fighter? You get people like Joe Gallagher, who's got a stable of very good fighters, and you've got people like Rob McCracken, who primarily deals with Froch. So,
well, it started off with me having a lot of fighters, 19 fighters I had with Terry Lawless. I had to train, and we won from Southern area, British, Commonwealth, European and world titles. So between the three of us, but I was the main trainer, and we had a good job there. Then as I went on my own, I still had a lot of fighters, like my own son and the Rowlands brothers and lots of boys. I've had about 10, 15 youngsters, as well as Mo Hussain, who's training now, Gary Stretch, Tony Wilson, people like that. That was the senior group. Michael Watson, they was all training with me. And then as it went along, I just found that I finished up with Nigel Benn, world champion, Chris Pyatt, world champion. I finished up with 2 world champions, and that was my trips between Tenerife to train Ben, and then back to England to train Chris Pyatt. And now I've finished up with 2 fighters now, Billy Joe Saunders and Freddie Turner. So that's the way it goes. It started off big, it started off with lots of fighters. Still, when I parted from Terry, still had lots of fighters. I was with Frank Warren then, and now I've just got 2.
It's interesting. You mentioned Michael Watson there, and obviously back in 1991 at White Hart Lane, a night that probably changed the face of British boxing forever, really. And you spoke about it on numerous times that night. Is it still vivid in your memory?
Oh yeah, it's clear as a bell. I mean, a tragic night for Michael. A great fight. Michael was winning every round. I've always said this, and it's nothing personal against Chris Eubanks, because I've always thought and still think now that he was a very, very good fighter. But that particular night, Michael Watson had the handling of him. But one shot took him out in the 11th round. And it's not an 11th round championship fight, it was a 12th round. So I'm not taking nothing away from Chris Eubank. But it was tragic for Michael, because he finished up, in a very bad way. But they took him to one hospital, then another hospital. He was very, very ill at first, but he gradually, over the years, has recovered into a very, very good state to where he was. And they said he would never do this, he would never do that, won't be able to walk, won't be able to talk, but he can do all them things that they said he couldn't do. And it's great to see him when you do see him.
You know, I've seen you say things before about, you know, the timing issue of what happened when Michael collapsed. That crucial time period that could have really have been the difference.
Yeah. Well, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
Yeah, and how different it is to now, where obviously that event has caused the awareness to. I'm not saying these things are never going to happen in boxing, but to reduce the risk of and the amount of
serious
risk.
injury. Yeah, seriously. They brought a lot of the oxygen. The doctors are there, the ambulances, everything's there to stop what's happened to Michael Watson, because he never had the doctors. Doctors couldn't get in the ring in the first place. That was for about 7 minutes. It seemed a lot longer when I was there on the night. And then we took him to the ambulance took him to the wrong hospital. No, I'm not blaming anyone here. Just it's quite an effect. Then they finish up in St Bartholomew's in London. But the rules that they've brought in now with the anaesthesis, is it? Yeah. They brought that in. They've got a doctor, 2 ambulances. There's always two doctors at a show. And I think the super bantamweight from Finchley, when he lost his European title with the other. He got injured. Oh, Spencer Oliver. Yeah. He was seriously injured, but they cured him in that ring. They got him together. By having all that stuff there now, which they didn't have at the Eubanks fight, the Eubanks and the Watson fight. Now, since Michael Watson has been injured, the British Boxing Board of Control brought all that in. It's unfortunate that something's got to happen for him to bring them in, but you don't know these things are going to happen. But now I think they've covered mostly everything you can cover in injuries in boxing. The British Boxing Board of Control are very good at that.
We've had some recent incidents over the last couple of years. More recently, Jerome Wilson, who collapsed in the ring not too long ago. Kieran Farrell, who's had to retire after he collapsed in the ring. But Jim, in your opinion, is there enough in place to make sure that these boxers, like I said, touch wood, they're all right after, health-wise, but if all they know is boxing, to sort of take care of them? Because do the board do enough in your opinion?
What, after they retire?
Yeah.
Well, after a boxer retires, I mean,
if their career's been cut short for
injury. Well, I don't know what the board have got in place for that, to be honest, so I can't really answer that question. But it would be nice to think that they could be set up in something like a place in boxing to do something for boxing to carry on with the game. But as I say, I can't fully answer that question because I'm not up to date with it.
I believe they do have an ex-boxers fund that that.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. That's right. They do have that. Yeah.
Contribute to that, but people ask, how do you stop this? But the fact of the matter is, when anyone walks into a ring, you don't know what's going to happen when the bell goes.
That's right. There's no answer. No one knows what's going to happen when the bell goes. It's like motor racing the other week. Young fella on the last Sunday got quickly hit a tractor. No one knows that. I didn't even think the tractor would be near a racing track. But there you go. He's in hospital. He's in very, very critical. I can't think of his name. He's a well-known racing driver anyway, but boxing is a dangerous sport. It's a dangerous sport if you're not looked after, if you don't keep yourself fit and live the life. The Boxing Board of Control, in my opinion, can't do no more than what they're doing health-wise to look after a fighter while he's in that ring. There's no more you can do. I mean, they can do an operation in that ring if they want to. They've got the people there to do it. All they've got to do is call a neurosurgeon and if anything bad happens. Yeah. But they can do that, but they get them out right away. There's always 2 ambulances now, 2 doctors, everything's there in order for them, safety first for the fighters.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a rare occurrence, like I said, what happened to Jerome Wilson, but it will, unfortunately continue to happen. And
well, let's hope it don't happen too often, but who knows what's around the corner for everyone in life. Don't matter if you're a footballer, boxer, runner. Lindsay DePaul, the singer, 64 years of age, keep fit fanatic, dropped down dead, brain hemorrhage. She didn't know she had a brain hemorrhage, just dropped down dead.
No.
You don't know what's around the corner.
No, absolutely not. All right, well, Jim, I know you're busy with Billy Joe and that with his upcoming fight, so he's looking good, is he?
He's looking good. Yeah, he's looking good. He's in good shape, good frame of mind. He's looking forward to the fight. It's going to be a very, very good fight and very exciting fight. We're not underestimating young Chris, and we're looking forward to meeting him on the 29th of November.
Just finally, Billy Joe Saunders, how does he rate along talent-wise to other fighters that you've trained? And you've trained some absolute greats.
Well, for his age, he's done very well. I mean, he's British, Commonwealth and European champion at the moment, and Intercontinental champion. So he's just turned 25, so that's a very good statistics to have under your belt for what he's won at that age. Now, I wouldn't quite put him in the class of Nigel Benn at the moment because they're two different types of fighter. And when Nigel Benn started to win them big titles, he was a couple of years older than Joe, and he was a big puncher. Now, big puncher, but he can't box like Billy Joe. Billy Joe's not a one-hit wonder. Nigel Benn was. Billy Joe's not a one-hit wonder, but he can punch and he can box, and he's hard to win. So give him a little while longer, and then he'll probably be in the same class as Nigel Benn.
Okay. Well, listen, let's certainly hope so.
Well, that's the way it's looking. I'm very pleased with his progress, and can't ask him to do no more than what he's done.
Absolutely. All right, well, listen, Jimmy Tibbs, thanks for talking to the
Thank
Cassius
you.
and Elder show, and like I said, good luck with the rest of your training camp.
Thank you.
And roll on November the 29th.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is Kugan Cassius for the Cassius and Elder show with Jimmy Tibbs. Thank you very much.